Hi children, in this video we shall discuss a very famous poem written by Robert Louis Stevenson titled From a Railway Carriage. From the title itself we can understand the theme of the poem. The poet is presenting his thrilling experience of a train journey in this poem. For our convenience, we can divide the poem into two parts. In the first part, the poet describes the amazing speed of the train. To explain it, the poet is using some comparisons. And in the second part, the poet describes the things he sees during the train journey. Okay, let's read the first part. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle. All through the meadows, the horses and cattle. All of the sides of the hill and the plain fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistle by. So in this first part, the poet describes the amazing speed of train. He says that faster than fairies, faster than witches. He says that the train moves very fast. It is faster than fairies and faster than witches. Fairy is a magical creature that we usually read in fairy tales, and witch is a woman thought to have some evil magic powers. So here the train is moving faster than fairies and faster than witches. Bridges and houses, hedges and ditches. The train moves through bridges, houses, hedges and ditches. By sitting in the train, the poet could see bridges, houses, hedges and ditches. Hedge is a fence that is made up of bushes. It's like a boundary. It looks like a boundary that is made up of bushes. And ditch is a hole that is dug in the ground. It's like a channel. So the train is moving through bridges, houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle. The train is charging along. Charging along means it is rushing forward, moving forward fastly. So the train is charging along like troops in a battle. Troops means soldiers. So the train is rushing forward just like the soldiers in a battle. So here the poet is making a comparison. He is comparing the amazing speed of train to the speed of troops in a battle, to the soldiers in a battle. So this is the first comparison made by the poet to describe the amazing speed of the train. The speed of train is compared to the speed of troops in a battlefield. The poet says that the train moves very fast. It is rushing forward just like the troops in a battlefield rushing forward. Just like the soldiers in a battlefield or the troops in a battlefield rushing forward very fast to fight, the train is also moving fastly. The train is rushing forward. All through the meadows, the horses and cattle, and the train moves through the meadows where the horses and cattle are grazing. All of the sides of the hill and the plain fly as thick as driving rain. So here the poet says that all the sides outside the window, the sides of the hill and the sides of the plain, they are flying, they are moving, they are disappearing as thick as driving rain. Driving rain is a rain that is propelled by wind, or it is a heavy rain that falls very hard and fast, and the word thick shows the speed of the rainfall. So here the poet means that All the sights outside the window are flying or disappearing quickly or fastly, just like a driving train. So this is the second comparison made by the poet. The speed of the moving sights are compared to the speed of the driving train. The poet says that all the sights outside the window are moving very fastly, just like a driving train. And ever again, the sights that have been disappeared will never come back. They won't appear again. They are gone forever. In the wink of an eye, painted stations whistle by. In the wink of an eye means within a very short span of time, the train passes through each station. The painted station stands for the painted buildings of stations. So within a very short span of time, the train passes through each stations. So this is the first part of the poem, and in this first part, the poet talks about the amazing speed of the train. The poet says that the train moves very fast. It is faster than fairies and faster than witches. It moves through bridges, houses, hedges and ditches. And the train is charging along. It is rushing forward just like troops in a battlefield. And the train is moving through the meadows where the horses and cattle are grazing. And all the sights outside the window, the sights of the hill and the plain, they are flying, they are disappearing quickly as a driving train. And they will never come back. They are disappeared. In the wink of an eye, the train passes through each stations. Now coming to the second part. In the second part, the poet talks about the different sights that he had during the train journey. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles, all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and here is the grain for stringing the daisies. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumbering along with men and load. And here is a mill and there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles. So the first thing that the poet sees during the journey is a child. And the child was clambering and scrambling. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles. Clambers means climbs using both hands and feet, climbing on something. And scrambles means moving quickly using one's hands. So the child was climbing on something and he was climbing very quickly. All by himself, the child was climbing on something, maybe on a fence as it is portrayed in the picture. The child was climbing on a fence by himself without anyone's help and gathering brambles, and he was collecting brambles. Bramble is a wild plant with thorns and fruits. So this is the first thing that the poet sees during the journey. There was a child and he was climbing on something and he was moving very quickly without anyone's help, and he was gathering brambles. He was collecting some wild plants with thorns and fruits. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes. Then the poet sees a tramp. A tramp is a person who has no home or job. He is a person who wanders from place to place. So the poet sees a tramp, and the tramp was standing there and he was gazing at the train. He was looking at the passing train with wonder. And here is the green for stringing the daisies. The poet sees a green, a field for stringing the daisies. Stringing means hanging, and daisies are flowers. And the poet sees a field where the daisy flowers are hanged. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumbering along with men and load. Then the poet sees a cart. A cart is a vehicle used for carrying load pulled by a horse or some other animals, and it is run away. Run away means running out of control. So the cart was run away in the road lumbing along with men and lot. Lumbing along means moving with great difficulty. So the cart was moving with a great difficulty with the weight of men and lot. So the poet sees a cart that was moving out of control. It was lumbing along with the weight of men and lot. And here is a mill and there is a river. Mill basically means a place where the grains are grinded into flour, and in this poem the mill can be windmill as well, as it is depicted in the picture. And there is a river. The poet could also see a river outside the train, and each a glimpse and gone forever. The poet says that all these sights were glimpses, all these sights were very short, and they are gone forever. They have disappeared, they are gone forever. The poet couldn't take another look at these sights because they all disappear from his eyesight very quickly. The train was moving very fast and all these sights were disappearing very fast. So each of these sights were glimpses. They were very short sights and they are disappeared forever. They are gone forever. So in the second part, the poet talks about the sights that he had during the train journey. He says that he could see a child. He was clambering and scrambling by himself and he was gathering the brambles. He could see a tramp who was standing and gazing at the passing train. Then he could see a field for stringing the daisies. Then he sees a cart that is running out of control and it was lumbing with the weight of men and lot. And he could see the mill and river, each a glimpse and gone forever. All these sights were glimpses and they all disappear forever.